All right. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whichever part of the world you're listening in or watching from. I'm Vinayak, and this is Macha Let's Put One Scene. And now you might be wondering, what is Macha Let's Put One Scene? So, Macha Let's Put One Scene is a slang from Bangalore where people, after like probably a long, frustrating day at work on Friday, maybe they'll be like, Macha, let's put one scene at Toit or let's put one scene at Picos. But given the times that we now live in, we are now reduced to putting one scene virtually. So, joining me today on this episode is Leanne Pace, who has, a very nice Instagram handle that I like to follow, and it's called The Unopened Box. Right, Leanne? Did I get that right?
Yes. Hi, Vinayak. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me. It's the dot unopened box. So,
Okay.
yeah, the dot unopened box.
So, tell us a bit more about The Unopened Box, Leanne. Let's open it up a bit.
So, interestingly, the reason how that started was because of COVID-19. And to a large extent, I had people who wanted to reach out, who wanted to explore their potential given the job market right now. And I realized that a lot of times we kind of close ourselves off
Mm-hmm.
and we forget who we are on the inside. So the idea of the unopened box was to find layers within ourselves that we can open up to
Mm-hmm.
explore our potential, to explore things that we never have given ourselves a chance for. So in a way, positive psychology. That
Positive.
was my outlook.
So,
Yeah.
just to give our viewers and listeners more context, Leanne is a therapist by profession, and as continuing from what she has seen from her professional experiences, you are running this thing called positive psychology. So,
Right.
could you please explain what positive psychology is? Because I would imagine psychology would be inherently positive, but please, I would like to know more.
Right. For the greater part of it, I do believe psychology is positive. But
Mm-hmm.
I think to a large extent in the recent past, especially, there's so much of stigma attached to it. You need to have a mental disorder to be attending therapy. You need to have a mental disorder to be on pills. And to a large extent, there's this very negative light
Mm-hmm.
that's being shown on mental health. So
I
for me, the idea of positive psychology isn't just to rectify a wrong, a supposed wrong rather. I personally don't believe it's a wrong. But for me, the idea of it is to also enhance it, right? All of us are born with mental health. The
Mhm.
idea is how can we make ourselves feel more positive about our lives,
Mhm.
learn healthy coping mechanisms, and sort of integrate it into our everyday living.
That's such a great way to describe it, Liana. I didn't think of it that way, and that is so true because I believe we live in a society where the extrinsic is more primed upon rather than compared to what's intrinsic. We live by appearances or wanting to keep up appearances, and it's so funny that you mentioned it because we see a lot of materialism, especially in the days before COVID-19. So, how often have you had people who have had to, probably face a drastic change in their lifestyles come to you? Because you mentioned people who are like struggling in the job market and all that. What
Right.
have been your experiences like in dealing with as far as these issues are concerned?
Right. Coincidentally, I guess, given the fact that I am a trauma specialist, I do work with a lot of trauma cases.
Hmm.
However, COVID-19 has impacted it to a large extent because while I do have clients who are doing relatively well during this phase, because they have been working at it for quite a while, there are quite a few cases where a lot of people aren't okay with staying by themselves, living and dealing with their emotions on a regular basis. People who are in abusive relationships who have to experience that with people they can't really get a break from, also people in good healthy relationships where they find it difficult to be around those same 2 3 people on a regular basis, so
Hmm.
where there's a lot of infighting, a lot of negativity that's spurring from there. Also, I have had quite a few clients who've lost their jobs as well,
Oh
who
my.
are beginning to come into me, clients who are stranded where either husband or wife are in different parts of the country or in different countries entirely.
Wow.
So things like that have been coming up, which is relatively new.
And
I mean, given the pandemic.
so I feel like that would it be fair to generalize this as socially thematic issues because people are like either always being around each other or always being away from each other. And
Right.
do you feel that it is more about interpersonal relationships at the end of the day that's being impacted by this, maybe what I could call a new surge in cases, or people probably
Right.
talking more about these aspects?
Yes, to an extent, and also no, because I think relationships in general are being impacted. But I think more than interpersonal relationship, it's also people's relationships with themselves, which
Mm-hmm.
I think for the first time in a long time they're forced to come to terms with. Because people who could say distract themselves with a lot of external things earlier are now forced to have to introspect, spend time with themselves, understand what's going on. And I think that reality is rather hard to deal with. So most of the cases who are coming now are people who've had problems for quite a while and who've maybe thought of therapy in passing but never really acted upon it. And those are the cases that seem the heaviest right now.
And what have been these most commonly encountered barriers that your clients had faced before they decided to finally give in and, I would not use the word given, but rather opt to seek professional help? What were the most stereotypes or the most commonly encountered misconceptions that you had to hear from people who were, seeking your help professionally?
You mean with regard to the myths around therapy, right?
Yeah.
So, to a large extent, most people believe that therapy is only for people with mental disorders,
Yeah.
people who are bipolar or borderline or schizophrenic or something of the realm. And no one believes that they have that to that large an extent where they need to go for it, where even say anxiety and depression, where it needs to be that level of anxiety and depression, which is a massive misconception because even if you have everyday problems, therapy helps you in an objective, safe space to explore that for yourself and find healthy ways to deal with whatever it is you are going through. And
Mhm.
I think that's what people are beginning to appreciate right now. The fact that you can have a safe space to explore yourself, understand that you don't have to A, judge yourself, which is very often where it starts, and B, also take on other people and society's judgment. I think a lot of that is changing right now.
Yes, I believe that that is a conversation that is very important, and you're doing it through your Instagram handle also. And so, Leanne, that leads me to ask you, like, what are the themes that you're seeking to bring forward in your Instagram profile that prospective followers of your handle would expect from you? What's like the general theme that you're going with?
Right. So right now, I'm a big proponent of self-love. And I
Mhm.
believe to a large extent, when people learn to start appreciating and validating themselves, it would solve a lot of problems. I'm not saying it is the only way of going about things, but to a large extent, that is the first step. And the idea is to work with my clients, ideally how I would work with an individual in session, where I explain the nuances of self-love, how you can go about it, identifying patterns in your own life, also being able to understand why those patterns exist and find ways to, if not break out of them, to at least begin to change them, to find an area for yourself that is safe, to
Mhm.
understand that your validation at the end of the day is what is essential. And it is an unopened box for now, but you do have the possibility of actually opening yourself up and being whomever you want to be if you choose to.
Wow. That's really deeply, and I mean, I'm honestly, I'm a bit, speechless after hearing that, because it's so wonderful how you have such a great and well thought out vision for, your endeavors with the unopened box, and I really must commend you for that. So I wish you the very best with the unopened box. And have you had any people actually come up to you because of what you have posted? Because the stuff that you have on there is pretty thought provoking. Have there been any stories that you would like to share with us about your experiences administering it?
Right. I would have to start off by I was extremely nervous about putting it on there because I'm not someone who's a big, any of my friends will tell you, I'm not a big social media person.
Mm-hmm.
But this is an idea I've believed in for the longest time. I think I just needed the final shove to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And with a lot of clients who were asking, who didn't really need therapy, people who finished therapy who wanted to come back. So I put it out there more for them so that they could access coping strategies during this time. And I received a lot of positive feedback, which really, really got me all warm and fuzzy. And I've also got a bunch of new clients from that, which was extremely uplifting. A lot of people who want to do collaborations, which is exciting. That wasn't ideally my goal. For me, my goal was just to see that there's something you can reach out to there are a lot of pages on Instagram and I understand it, but for me, it was to break it down to the simplest point so that whomever it is, you're able to understand, assimilate, and act on it. The idea was so that you can take it forward.
Got it.
And if it's helping people, for me, that's the biggest thing. So that's where it started.
That's great,
Yeah.
Leanne, because I see that, like people are not just like promoting their own content, but they are collaborating. So, that's how we ended up having this, conversation. And I really must thank you for your generosity in, opening up the unopened box a bit for, my audience.
Thank you for having me. This
Yeah.
was one of the good things that came from it.
Yeah. So do you have any other collaborations down the pipeline that, we might expect to hear from you about, or is that still in the works, or, it's still under wraps that we can't yet see into?
It's in the works, but I am looking at collaborating with someone to do not sessions, but like workshops online about certain coping methods and mechanisms. I am looking at doing some on my own as well.
Okay.
But there has been a lady who's been quite interested in it, and hopefully we'll be able to take it further. Of course, we're in two different countries, so we need to figure out the dynamics of how it works with our time zones.
Well,
But,
that's the beauty of technology, right, Leanne? I mean, like I'm here in America and you are there in India, and we're still making it work across a 9-hour time difference.
Yeah.
And I believe you, as someone like you who's so sincere and committed to her vision, will definitely be able to pull this off. And I wish you the very best. Yeah,
I hope so. Thank you. Thank you. This means a lot, though.
Yeah, thank you so much again, Leanne. I mean, it was a wonderful conversation, and on behalf of everyone listening in, I wish you all the best with everything.
Thank you, and the same to you. Thank you for your good content and keeping people positive during this time. It is an effort, and I commend you on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leanne.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.